Hey, quick question. When you're alone in a bathroom or in a hotel room or getting changed, you feel safe, right? What if I told you that right now, as you're watching this, there is a decent chance someone has watched you in those moments? And I'm not joking. And the numbers, they are way worse than you think. So yesterday I fell into this rabbit hole. Started with one article, then another, then police reports, then court cases. And guys, I couldn't sleep last night because what I found, it's not some rare thing. It's not a few isolated cases. This is everywhere. Hotels, coffee shops, vacation rentals, and the scariest part, the places you trust the most are the most dangerous. So let me walk you through this. And I'm warning you, some of this stuff is disturbing. Okay, so first, let me show you how real this is. February 2020. Shane, you probably know him, he's a big YouTuber. He did this experiment, and honestly, it changed everything for me. He rented a hotel room, just a usual normal room, and he hid 20 cameras in it. 20, as you want. And let me repeat that, 20 cameras in one room. Behind mirrors, inside alarm clocks, in USB phone chargers, in smoke detectors, behind picture frames, in tissue boxes, power outlets, air fresheners, all of these cameras. You can buy them on Amazon right now for like $20 or $30. So then he brought in his friends, people he films with all the time. I feel smart people, regular people like you and me. And he said, guys, I hid cameras in this room, find them. And guess how many they found? 3, maybe 4 out of 20. That means 16 cameras were just sitting there recording and nobody had an idea. These weren't professionals, these weren't security experts, these were normal people looking specifically for cameras, and they still missed most of them. Holy shit. So think about that next time you check into a hotel. Because you're not looking for cameras, right? You're just unpacking, getting comfortable, maybe changing clothes. So if if Shane's friends couldn't find them when they were trying, how would you ever notice? But okay, hotels, maybe you're thinking that I'll just be more careful. But what about your local coffee shop? Surely you're safe at Starbucks, right? Okay, that is so wrong. So, guys, Starbucks has a problem. And I don't mean one incident. I mean this is happening again and again and again. So let me walk you through some cases. So that was in New York in March 2017. There was Jonathan Waiters, a regular customer. He walks into Starbucks on Wolf Road. He goes into the bathroom, plugs a camera into the wall outlet, disguised as a phone charger. Just a little black cube. You'd never look twice at it. An employee, her name is Maggie Cunningham, something like that. She goes to use the bathroom about 25 minutes later, and something catches her eye. That charging cube looks like weird. She takes it out, shows her coworkers. They are all shocked. It's a camera, a fully functional hidden camera. Security footage from the store shows the moment they discover it, and you can see them all freaking out. But here is the thing, in those 25 minutes, 3 people used that bathroom, all recorded. So police arrested Waters, and when they searched his house, they found more cameras hidden in keychains, phone chargers, all kinds of stuff. So he was sentenced to 1 to 3 years in prison, and he had to register as a sex offender. But here is what's crazy. That's just one Starbucks. In California, in January 2024, this one is so much worse. Louis Dross, 35-year-old, he walks into a Starbucks, January 30th, 9 a.m. He puts a camera under the bathroom sink, pointed directly at the toilet. And you know what? The camera records for 10 hours, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. An employee finds it the next day on January 31st. Police get the camera, they check the footage, and I don't know how to tell you, but there were 91 victims. 91 in a single day. Ages 4 to 85. 4 years old to 85 years old. Police said that the videos are extremely graphic. Multiple children fully exposed, and when they raided this guy's house, Jura's house, they found 20 guns, high-capacity magazines, an assault rifle, an unregistered firearm, and more cameras, mini spy cameras everywhere. This guy, he wasn't just some random pervert. No, he was prepared. He was organized. And all of this happened in one day at one Starbucks during normal business hours. Okay, you want more? Las Vegas, January 2025, just a few months ago. Raymond Haywood, Starbucks again. An employee notices something strange. This guy keeps buying coffee, then using the bathroom immediately after customers go in, over and over, like all morning, and she finally checks the bathroom around 11 a.m. and she sees shoe prints on the toilet seat, like someone stood on it. She looks around, there is a phone and camera pointing down at the toilet, hidden behind the seat. That's so disgusting. So guy tried to claim he didn't own the phone, despite his computer and stuff being right there at the table. The shoe prints, perfect match to his shoes. Okay, more. Walnut Creek, California. Stephen Novelli. 2 separate occasions. Camera under the sink. Asheville, North California. William Aycock. May 2022. Multiple cameras in the bathrooms. Atlanta, Georgia. Baby changing station. Baby changing station. Michigan, Island Park. Wi-Fi camera. Live streaming. People were watching in real time from who knows where. And you know, like, what kills me? Inside Edition, they did an investigation. They went to Starbucks locations across America. And guess how many had cameras? 12. 12 different Starbucks locations with hidden cameras in the bathrooms. This is not isolated. This is happening at the place where you grab your morning coffee, where you sit and work on your laptop, where you feel safe. And it's happening everywhere. Okay, so far we've talked about hotels and coffee shops, but now let's talk about Airbnb, because this is where it gets really dark. The CNN investigation, 35,000 complaints. In 2024, CNN did a massive investigation, months of work. They interviewed over 75 people. looked at thousands of pages of lawsuits and police records, and they uncovered something Airbnb tried really hard to hide. There was a court case, better to say a lawsuit, and Airbnb was ordered by a judge to answer one question. How many complaints have you received about hidden cameras since December 2013? They tried to avoid answering, but eventually an Airbnb employee had to testify in a deposition in January 2023. 35,000 customers support tickets about hidden cameras and recording devices. In 10 years, we live in a crazy world. Now Airbnb tried to downplay this. They said, well, one complaint might create multiple tickets. They refused to say how many unique complaints there were. But even if we're generous, even if we say each case created 5 tickets, that is still 7,000 cases. 7,000 people who found cameras in their Airbnbs. Gosh, I was recently renting Airbnb. But here's what's even worse. When someone complains about a hidden camera, even when children are involved, Airbnb does not automatically call the police. Instead, they ask the guest's permission to contact the host. So think about that. You find a camera recording you in a bedroom. You tell Airbnb and they go ask the person who put it there if they can investigate. Logically. Law enforcement experts say this is insane because it gives the host time to destroy evidence, delete videos, get rid of cameras, and Airbnb has been doing this for years. I will tell you now about Jay Alley. That was in Texas. He owned this property called Cielito Lindo Ranch, blah blah blah. Beautiful place, remote, peaceful, 5-star reviews, and he had something special. He was an Airbnb super host. And you know what that means? That's Airbnb's seal of approval, that badge that says, this host is great, you can trust him. He was also a VRBO, a premier host. Both platforms gave him their highest status. So, July 2021, a couple from the Midwest, David and his partner, they are planning a romantic weekend. They see Alice listing tons of positive reviews, superhost status, perfect. So they book it, they arrive, it's gorgeous, they get settled, start changing for the evening, and then David notices something. There is an AC power adapter plugged into the wall for a router. But something about it looks off. He looks closer and there is a camera lens pointed directly at the bed. He said that it was the scariest moment of his life. They panic, they grab their stuff, they ran out of the cottage, they drive 10 miles down dark, winding roads to find a hotel. They're shaken, they're terrified. They immediately contact Airbnb through the app. Please call us, emergency, we found a hidden camera. And what? Nobody called them back. Instead, they got an in-app message hours later. And you know what it said? Can we have your permission to tell the host about this complaint? Guys, they contacted police instead. That was a smart move. Police raided Alice's property and his home, and what they found was horrifying. Over 2,100 images and videos stored on his computers, tablets, phones. More than 30 victims identified, including several children. Many people naked, many people having sex, and all recorded without consent. Some of the footage showed Ali himself setting up the cameras, adjusting angles, making sure they captured everything. The camera was disguised as a power adapter. You can buy them online for under $130. It had been there for at least 9 months, maybe longer. Police filed 15 counts of invasive visual recording against him, and he pleaded guilty to 6 of them. And his sentence? Guys, it's 1 year in jail. 1 year. Less than a month for every victim. But here is what makes this even worse. David and his partner reported this in July 2021. Police notified Airbnb. They were investigating in October 2021. Alice's listing stayed active on Airbnb until December 2021, 5 months after the first guest reported it. 2 months after police started investigating, the listing was still up. Other people were still booking it because Airbnb didn't remove it. Gosh, let's continue. Westbrook, Maine, September 2020. Peter Madden, another Airbnb superhost. A couple, Kayla and Jan Kelly, they book his place. Nice apartment, good reviews, seems safe. They have a great time. Private moments, intimate moments. They're on vacation. About a month later, they get a call from the police. And they are asking, did you stay at Peter Madden's Airbnb in September? Yes. Why? We found a hidden camera in the bedroom, in a clock radio pointed at the bed. Police interview Madden. At first he denies everything. That's not my camera and blah blah blah. Then he changes his story. Oh, I put it there for security. Finally, when they press him, he admits it. There is footage of couples playing around, getting changed, having sex. The detective asks him,
"Are you a voyeur? Is that?"
I'm an artist, so I'm an artist. I look at everything. I study everything. It's people watching is one of the things. I go to airports 2 hours early because I like to sit and watch people. This wasn't, just because they happen to be having sex. It wasn't. I was watching them unpack and do things like that. And it was just interesting. I'd never had anything like that before.
An artist. He recorded 5 different guests, multiple people having sex, getting naked, private moments, and he called it art. He pleaded guilty to 7 counts of violation of privacy, and his sentence probably similar to Alice, maybe a year, maybe less. In 2019, a company called IPX1031 did a survey. 2,000 Airbnb users. 58% said they worry about hidden cameras in their rentals. But here is the shocking part. 11% said they've actually found cameras during their stay. So 1 in 10 Airbnb guests has found a hidden camera. 1 in 10. So if you stayed in 10 Airbnbs, statistically 1 of them probably had a camera. Think about that. Think about all the times you changed clothes, walked around in a towel after a shower, had private conversations, maybe some intimate moments. 1 in 10. Oh my God, I just stayed in Airbnb so many times. So why don't we hear about this more? Because Airbnb is really good at keeping it quiet. So first, they require binding arbitration. That means when you have a problem, you can't sue them in public court. It all happens behind closed doors. Second, when they settle cases, and they do settle a lot, they make people sign non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, so you can't talk about what happened. Third, they don't run through background checks. You can literally be a convicted sex offender and still host on Airbnb. CNN found a case in Australia. An Airbnb host was a registered sex offender. He lived in the same house as his guests. 11 charges of sexual assault on a mentally disabled person. Spent 4 years in prison. Airbnb verified his identity, gave him the green check mark. Only removed him after the media found out. Sometimes power of the media can be useful. So the biggest problem, Airbnb argues they are not responsible. They say, we're just a platform. We don't control what hosts do. It's not our fault. Come on. They collect 17% of every booking, billions of dollars. But when someone gets hurt, when someone gets violated, not our problem. So let's step back and think about what all of this means. The technology. These cameras are getting smaller, cheaper, better. You can buy a camera the size of a pinhead for $20. They can record for hours, days. Some are battery powered. Some use Wi-Fi. They can look like anything. Guys, anything, like phone chargers, smoke detectors, pens, screws in the wall, air fresheners, those like picture frames, alarm clocks. They can look like tissue boxes. We've discussed one case, like power outlets, shampoo bottles. So like anything. And the people doing this, they're not strangers hiding in bushes. They are employees at your local coffee shop, some hotel managers, Airbnb super hosts. That is like, oh my God, that is like so disgusting. Business owners, people with 5-star reviews, so you can't identify them by looking. And even when they get caught, the punishment is usually a slap on the wrist. Video voyeurism is a misdemeanor in most states. That means maximum 1 year in jail. Ellie recorded over 30 victims, including children. He served 1 year. 1 year. Some of these guys, they serve a few months and they're back out. They can create again this Airbnb, rent my house, I'm super host, But the victims, they suffer forever. Imagine finding out someone recorded you naked having sex using the bathroom. And those videos, they could be anywhere. The dark web, porn sites, shared in private groups. You will never know who saw them. You will never know if they are gone. One victim in the CNN report said, what is made into digital content is forever. Forever. And that trauma, it doesn't go away. Okay. How to protect yourself? I feel that we should discuss it. So I know this is all really scary, and you're probably thinking, what do I do? Because I was thinking, like, what do I do? Here is what you can do. So be suspicious. First, just be aware this exists. Don't assume you're safe just because it's a nice place or a trusted brand. Always check your spaces, especially bathrooms, bedrooms, anywhere you change clothes. You know, because it's like, it's important. When you aware, you are prepared. So, physical search. Look for things that are pointed at weird angles. Why is the picture frame facing the bed? In unusual locations, why is there a phone charger under the sink? Tiny holes like smoke detectors, air fresheners, something that was recently installed, fresh paint, new screws. Just check it, you know, especially if you have time. All power outlets, smoke detectors, alarm clocks, any electronics you didn't bring. You can check behind mirrors. You can check picture frames, any gaps or holes in walls. There are like dozens of videos on TikTok how you can do that. You can use your phone, some hidden cameras, use infrared for night vision. Turn off all the lights, close the curtains, make the room dark, and use your phone camera and scan the room. I know that it sounds a little bit crazy, but you know, look for little lights or glowing spots. Those could be camera lenses. There are also apps like Glint Finder that use your phone's flash to spot camera lens reflections. You can check the Wi-Fi. Many cameras connect to Wi-Fi, so open your phone's Wi-Fi settings, look at available networks, look for devices with names like, I don't know, cam, IP camera. Maybe it's stupid and they will be like in another name, but anyway, some random numbers and letters, you know. You can also buy Wi-Fi scanner devices for like $30-50 that will detect any wireless cameras. And just if you see anything suspicious that you can't identify, cover it with a towel, unplug it, block the view. So just, you know, I feel the main phrase is better safe than sorry. And just if something feels weird, leave. If the host makes odd comments like telling you to walk around naked on the porch, that's a red flag. If you find something suspicious, don't touch it more than necessary. Take pictures, call the police, not the company, the police. And for Airbnb, I don't know, guys, just read reviews carefully, look for mentions of cameras or weird behavior, check the host's other listings. Like multiple properties might mean more chances for problems. Look for hosts who only allow same-day check-in. That's suspicious. And when you arrive, do a search before you unpack or change. And take photos when you arrive. Just, you know, just be safe. And if you find a camera, take photos. Try to don't touch it more than you have to, and leave if you feel unsafe, if you have this possibility of leaving, you know, the place, and call the police. Also, you can contact the company in writing, so there is a record that you've found a hidden camera and blah blah blah. And maybe consider contacting a lawyer if you were recorded. And companies, Airbnb, Starbucks, hotels, everyone you guys need to do better. I don't know, maybe one day you're watching this video. Like background checks, surprise inspections, real consequences, because this isn't acceptable. People deserve privacy and we pay money. We're not staying for free. We're basically paying money to be recorded. Come on. So yeah, that is the reality we are living in. Hidden cameras are everywhere. Hotels, coffee shops, vacation rentals, public bathrooms. The technology is cheap and invisible. The people doing it, they look normal. The punishment is minimal and the victims suffer for life. I know that this video is heavy. I know it's scary and I'm genuinely sorry for that. But I'd rather you be careful. I'd rather you protect yourself, because this is happening. It's not rare. It's not, it's not paranoia. No. Shane proved how invisible these cameras are. Starbucks has been hit 12 times that we know of, so probably way more. Airbnb has had 35,000 complaints. 1 in 10 guests find cameras. So just the next time you're in a hotel room or an Airbnb or a public bathroom, it takes 2 minutes, just to look around, check for weird angles, strange devices, things that don't belong. So just stay safe out there, everyone. Check your spaces, trust your gut, and if something feels wrong, it probably is. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, and bye.